Hello citizens, how is it going and welcome back. It's Friday, that means it's another game to preview. It's Newcastle against City on Sunday. Before we get into it, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And now let's jump into it. So Newcastle, I think it's going to be a very tough game. I really do. Of course, we've had a great start to the season. 2 games in, 2 wins, 6 goals, 2 clean sheets, Haaland with 2 and an assist as well. You know, and if you look at the West Ham and Bournemouth games, you know, we restricted both teams really, really well. We gave them absolutely nothing. We dominated. We absolutely dominated in the midfield, and our defence held up really well with Diaz and Ake centre-back. I think they've been fantastic. Rodri again starting the season well. Haaland up front has been superb. You know, even though he only touched the ball 8 times against Bournemouth, he should have had a goal. If Foden had passed the ball, he would have had 9 touches and a goal and an assist. And who can complain about that? You know, but as it is, we've had a fantastic start. I have seen a video by ESPN today saying that City could go the season unbeaten. I mean, that's ridiculous. I think that's just people trying to build us up. So when we fail to do it, you know, they've got something to talk about and can call us failures again. But I don't see it that way. I think Newcastle is a good test. You know, they drew their last game against Brighton. They beat Nottingham Forest in their first game. And in fairness, in Brighton, you know, they were away to Brighton. And I thought Brighton deserved all 3 points there. I thought Brighton played really well. If they'd taken a couple of chances or they had a better striker up front, Brighton would have beat them. And Newcastle away at the moment, you know, it's a bit fiery. Howe's got them playing well. They're kind of still riding on that resurgence from last season when Howe took over. And of course, they got the new board as well, the new owners. So Newcastle are going into this with high hopes. And it is going to be a tough game. And I always say any point away from home in the Premier League is a good result. You know, especially when you're the champions as well. People up the game a little bit. I think they upped their game because it's Pep. Now we've got the Haaland effect as well. So it's going to be tough. But I still expect us to have most of the ball. I expect us to dominate the midfield. And if we can prevent them on the counter-attacks with like Maximan and Almiron, again, I think we can snuff them out and we might be able to keep a clean sheet. It's going to be tough, though. I do think it's going to be tough. But again, with the Haaland effect up front, because I do expect him to start, he's got that height, something we've lacked in previous seasons going against him, because Newcastle can be physical and they are quite tall at the back. So we do have that weapon now. In terms of lineup, you know, I'd expect the same 11 that probably started against Bournemouth or West Ham. You know, Pep's not going to change it too much. We've brought in Sergio Gomez, who looks a decent signing, a left back, an actual left back at City. Who would have thought that? We have changed. We've evolved. But I don't expect him to start. Cancelo, he's doing fantastic so far on the left-hand side. I expect him to play there. Walker on the right as well. Particularly if St. Maximan, he likes to play on the left. So Walker will probably be looking after him with his pace. Ake's been superb at the back. I know Stones came in against Bournemouth in the second half, but if he takes Ake out, I'll be very surprised, because I do think he started the season well alongside Diaz. And I don't think you can change a back 4 when you've kept 2 clean sheets as well. I think it'd be daft to change it, but you know, we'll have to see what Pep does there. Rodri, centre defence. Phillips is back from injury as well. He's fit to play, but I don't see him starting over Rodri. I never see him starting over Rodri, if I'm honest with you. I think Rodri's fantastic. Best CDM in the league for me. And maybe Phillips comes on if we're goal up or 2 goals up going towards the last 10 minutes. He wants to show things up, play Rodri and Phillips next to each other. He could do that. And now Gundogan, he is the club captain. He started both games surprisingly, because I expected Bernardo to. But with the Barcelona talk, Bernardo's kind of been benched a little bit, and he came off the bench against Bournemouth. Got a great reception as well. And I must say, the fans at the ground were fantastic, singing his name for like 10 minutes. I thought it was wonderful. The whole stadium got into it. And it was a really good moment, and I think he would have really appreciated that. Would he play against Newcastle? Maybe he comes in. News is that he's no longer going Barcelona because City refusing to accept such a low price for him. News is that PSG are in for him. I don't think he'd go PSG, so I'd expect him to stay this summer. Pep has said that he's going to be with us next week. So yeah, good signs there. So maybe he starts him in this game, because Newcastle are going to be running around. They've got a lot of energy. You know, they've got fast players. They've got some good technical players too. Maybe Bernardo comes in and stops that and breaks up a little bit to help Rodri and help the defence. Because I think he does that a little bit more than what Gundogan does. Because Gundogan's technically brilliant, and going forward he's wonderful. Going back, I think I prefer Bernardo for his effort and his work rate and you know, his non-stop running. De Bruyne alongside him. De Bruyne's been phenomenal. Honestly, he started the season so well. You know, him and like many others last season started really slow and got into the stride really around Christmas time. But this season he has really kicked on. He's been wonderful. I think he's been our best player. You know, and yeah, he's been great for me. I mean, I think he's the best midfielder in the world. I think he's the best in the league. And for me, he's one of the ones that always gets in the team no matter what. I think he's wonderful. And with the link up he's got going on for Haaland at the moment, and his crosses and his through balls, as good as they've been in the first 2 games of the season, you can't leave him out and expect him to get on the assist. I've made him my vice captain on my FPL team. I expect him to get me points. Front 3, honestly, this could change week in, week out. Will he bring Grealish back in? I probably would. I think I'd play Foden on the right, Grealish on the left, and I'd start Haaland up front. Some people are saying put Alvarez on the right, and I can see the merits for that, but Newcastle away, I think we need players that have done it before going against them. So that's why I bring in, I think, Grealish and Foden on the wings and Haaland up front. Because I think I'd save Alvarez for a home game, you know, to ease him into the squad a little bit more and give him more game time that way. But yeah, that's pretty much how I see the 11 going. I don't expect too many changes. Like I said, you can't really change a team when you've got 6 goals, 2 clean sheets in your first 2 games of the season. It's not like we're in a meltdown or anything. We've started the season well. Everyone started strong. Everyone's on the right page. The passing's been superb. And honestly, even though Haaland only touched the ball 8 times last weekend, we got a bit, you know, he got a bit of flack for it, didn't he? I think he started really well. And I think the City fans are really happy with him. I don't know anyone who's not, you know, because I think one of the things I said, and I mentioned it on Twitter, was that, yeah, Haaland only touched the ball 8 times. If he touched it 9, he would have scored. But imagine Haaland touching the ball 30 times. That's at least 3 or 4 goals for him, because he only touches the ball once, bangs it into the net. So I'm not too worried about Haaland. He'll come good. And Pep in his press conference today, he said that he's happy with Erling. You know, and it's just going to take him more time. It takes him games. That's what he said. Games. And he'll be firing on all cylinders. And I think that's the case as well, because, you know, I think he just needs to, you know, find his place in the team. And I think the team need to find him as well, because, you know, we're used to playing without number 9. And now we've got one. The team don't really know what to do with him. But I'm really happy with him. And I think the team are too. So yeah, Newcastle this Sunday. Tough test. Do I expect us to win? Do you know, I can see it being a tight game. I can see them getting a goal, and I can see it being very, very tight. I think if we dominate the midfield again like we have done in the previous 2 games, I think we'll win. If we struggle a little bit, I can see us getting a draw. Can I see us getting beat? Possibly. But I think I'd be surprised. I think the players are up for it. But we'll have to see, won't we? It's on Sunday. I will be doing a live watch-along, so come join me for that. It's a 4:30 kickoff. I'll be going live about 4:15, I think. Yeah, come in and drop in, say hi, and yeah, come watch it with us. We have a good time, and we can talk everything City and everything not City, whatever you want. Well, thanks for watching as always. Thanks for checking the video out, and if you're still here, make sure to hit the like button. It really does help. And if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter. The link is directly below. Well, my name's directly below. Follow on there, and see you again. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.